In a world where international relationships can change in the blink of an eye, some partnerships seem to defy the odds. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on one of the most stable and important alliances out there, the one between India and Russia. So that brings us to the big question, right? In a world that feels so turbulent, how has this one partnership managed to stay so consistent, so steady? Let's dig in and find out. To really get a handle on this, you have to see the India-Russia relationship for what it is. It's a genuine geopolitical anomaly. It just doesn't follow the usual rules. And this really puts it in black and white. On one hand, you have the frequent ups and downs, the constant shifting we see in most global relationships. But on the other hand, you've got India and Russia, just this island of stability and consistent cooperation. It's a totally different ballgame. That's why this metaphor of a geopolitical anchor is just so perfect. Think about it. In the choppy, unpredictable waters of global politics, this connection gives both countries a critical point of stability, something to hold on to. So how did this anchor get so firmly set in the first place? Well, to understand why it's so strong today, we've got to go back. We need to look at its really deep historical roots. See, this wasn't something that just happened overnight. The groundwork was laid way back in the mid-20th century. Things got even deeper during the Cold War. But here's the really interesting part. While so many Cold War alliances just fell apart, this one didn't. It adapted, it kept going, and it evolved into the modern strategic powerhouse we see today. The secret sauce behind all this trust really comes down to this one simple idea, a historical alignment of interests. All it means is that for decades, India and Russia have, more often than not, just seen the world in a similar way. They've shared goals, which has built this incredible foundation of trust and cooperation over time. And this quote, wow. This might be the most telling detail of the entire explainer. Just think about it for a second. How many major countries can honestly say they have an absence of significant disagreements? It's almost unheard of. That lack of major conflict is a huge reason this partnership has worked so well for so long. Okay, so we've covered the history, the why of it all. Now let's get into the how. What are the actual pillars holding this relationship up right now? Today, this isn't just about one thing. It's a really comprehensive relationship that stands on four main pillars. You've got politics, security, defense, and a big push on economic engagement. It's truly a multi-layered alliance. And listen, while all four are important, let's be clear. The security and defense link has always been the absolute bedrock. It's the strongest, most vital piece of the entire puzzle. But things aren't just standing still. Lately, there's been this major effort to really beef up that economic pillar. We're seeing a huge jump in trade and commercial ties. It just goes to show that this alliance is actively evolving and building for the future. Okay, so we know they're close, but what does that actually look like when they step out onto the world stage? Let's zoom out and see how this partnership plays out globally. A fantastic example is something called the 2+2 dialogue. Now, this isn't just some casual meeting. This is when the foreign and defense ministers from both countries get in a room and literally map out a concrete plan for how they're going to work together on the big strategic issues. And this teamwork isn't happening in a vacuum. You see it playing out across all the big global forums. Whether it's the UN, the G20, BRICS, or the SCO, they are consistently on the same page, coordinating their efforts, and that gives them a much bigger voice on the world stage. So we've looked at the deep history, the modern-day pillars, their global impact, which brings us back to the main point. What's the final takeaway here? Is this alliance really built to last? And the conclusion is pretty clear. This isn't just some casual friendship. This stable, predictable, strategic relationship is an absolutely vital piece of India's entire approach to foreign policy. And that kind of leaves us with one final big question for the future. This partnership has proven it can handle a lot over the last 50+ years, but the world is changing faster than ever. So you have to wonder, with all the new pressures popping up, what's going to be the next big test for this incredible alliance?